about your one you did for A first. Okay, so when you guys first started this question, I heard exactly the conversations that I thought you would have. So not very many had them, but on this side of the room, I heard people talking about, well, let's just convert it first. And then I heard, well, let's convert it later. Are both correct? Can you do one or the other? Yes, you just have to be very careful. If you convert first, it's smooth sailing. Because if you go to your formula sheet, are these conversions right now, how they're set up right now, are these conversions for area or volume? As they are right now, are these area and volume conversions? Definitely not. What are all the units? They're all linear units, yes? So as of right now, guys, these are not surface area volume conversions. You can make them surface area volume conversions, but you have to manipulate these. Okay, so I'm going to show you two ways, both ways that this side of the room talked about. This side of my, I just didn't hear you, but I'll show you both ways and then you guys can decide which way you prefer. Okay, so if you convert first, then you use the conversion sheet exactly how it is, right? So I'm asking you guys to take and find the surface area of that cone in inches squared, yes? So on your formula sheet, this is what you would grab right now if you convert first. You would grab, we know that 1 foot is how many inches? 12 inches. So if you converted first, you would have taken 9 and did what with it? Right? So you would have taken 9 and times it by 12, and you would have got, this is the same as 108 inches. And then you would have taken 11 and times it by 12, and you would have got 132 inches. No manipulation of the formula sheet. You're just using the formula sheet how you're used to using it. And then you would have went to your formula sheet, grabbed your surface area formula. So surface area of a sphere is pi r squared plus pi rs. Do you guys all agree? So then just as is, we would put our numbers in. So if you did it this way, guaranteed you've done it right. If you did it the other way, we'll see if you did it right. So just putting my numbers in. And then from here, it's a calculator. So then we would have went pi, radius is 108 squared, not 118, sorry. Sorry, tried punching it in properly. So pi times 108 squared plus pi times my radius times my slant height, because remember S stands for slant height. We use H for volume, right? S for surface area. So 132. So if you got an answer, how did it say to round? Nearest tenth, I think? Yeah, nearest tenth of a square or cubic. So we're doing surface area, so nearest tenth. So 81,430.1 inches squared. Now, how many people use the formula first? Nobody did, right? So did you still get that answer? Okay. You just have one extra step to do. So if you use the formula first, just watch. This is the only extra piece you have to do. Okay, so this is method one, convert everything first. Okay, a lot of times students don't want to do this because could there be up to 3 numbers in that you have to convert first before you use the formula? Yeah, so there's like 3 conversions. It's kind of a pain. So most students think, well, I'd rather just do one conversion. Totally get it. That's what I would prefer to do too. It's just students that do that want to use this conversion. And can you use that conversion for area? No, it has to be square units. So you just manipulate this, guys. Guess what you do to both sides to get an area conversion? You square both sides. That's all you do. So this whole thing on your formula sheet is conversions for linear measure, but can you make it a whole area conversion? You could. If you square both sides, it's now an area conversion. Guess what you do for volume? You cube both sides. So if you choose to convert second, then this is what it would look like. Okay, so I'm going to do the same exact question, doing it the other way. So if we do it the other way, we leave the numbers as it is. So I'd go surface area equals pi. The radius is 9 feet squared plus pi times my radius times my slant height of 11. I don't want to move stuff over. So 11 feet B. Okay. And then can I type that in? Yeah, so I'll type that in. So then I would go pi. Actually, I'm just going to go up here and grab this formula. This is probably going to take me longer to do it this way. And change my numbers. Yeah, this is probably the longer way of doing it. Sorry. Than just retyping it in. Okay, so does that look good if I didn't do my conversions first? So right now I'm doing surface area in feet squared. So surface area equals 565.48 whatever 6 feet squared. So the conversion now, guys, that you're using is not 1 foot equals 12 inches. The conversion you're using now is 1 foot squared, because 1 times 1 is 1, feet times feet is feet squared, equals 12 times 12, which is 144. Inches times inches is inches squared. That's the conversion you have to use. So you don't times the 565.4866 blah, 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 by 12. You actually times it by 144. Does that make sense, you guys? So I caution you, okay, that if you're going to convert your answer, you use your formula sheet appropriately. Because students that convert first usually never have issues. They always get your questions right because all your numbers are set up the way they're supposed to begin with. Students that do it second, it's hit and miss. I have way too many students use a 12, right, in their second conversion because they're just doing things quick and they're not thinking the whole process. These are different units now, guys. Area is not the same as linear measure. So then you would have to take your 565, right, and times it by 144. That's your conversion now. So times 144. Now do we get the same answer? Yes. Right. So again, which one do you think I prefer? The first way I showed you guys or the second way? I don't want to convert two numbers. I'm not lazy. I prefer. I'm just saying because I know that I'm really good at knowing that doesn't convert area. So if you're really good at knowing that doesn't convert area, am I going to say probably use the second method?
Wait, the second one can convert area though, right? No? Right?
If you use the second method, you have to adjust your formula sheet. That's all I'm saying. So
how most kids get it wrong when they do the second way.
Well, because they don't adjust their formula sheet. That's why students get it wrong, guys, is they don't adjust their formula sheet. They just use the 12. So if you feel like you're going to forget, then use method 1, right? Because then you're not adjusting your formula sheet at all. Method 1, convert first. You're using the formula sheet as is. Okay. All right. So either way, I need you guys to get 81,430.1 inches squared. Right? And like I said, I don't care which method you use. As long as, like I said, you're thinking your way through it. If you're using method number 2, you got to be thinking the whole time. All right, so this little guy here, so I want to centimeters. So if I convert first, I'm going to my formula sheet. I know that 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So if I convert first, I'm going 7 times 2.54. So it's 3 numbers I'm converting. So this will be 17.78 centimeters. 12 times 2.54. This gives me 30.48 centimeters. Thank you very, very, very much. You're welcome. Thank you. All right. So, and then our 5. So 5 times 2.54 is 12.7 centimeters. So again, it's not lots of extra work, but it is converting 3 numbers. And then we go to our formula sheet. On our formula for triangular prism, and down here it is saying we're doing this for volume, right? So the biggest word of caution, guys, is in your measurement chapter, read the questions carefully. Because if you don't catch that the questions in inches in your final answer they want is a different unit, that's the other thing. Students sometimes just rush through the question and they don't catch the connection of, oh, we started in inches, but I want my final answer in centimeters, right? Or in this situation, centimeters cubed. So then formula sheet for rectangular prism, right? So all our prisms, not our pyramid. So volume of prism is big B times H, where B is the area of the base. So we know that we can go, it's a triangle. So volume is length times width times height divided by 2, because this is not a pyramid, right? It's a triangle. The base is a triangle, so we know triangles are divided by 2. So now we can just put our numbers in. So 17.78 times 30.48. Again, it doesn't matter which order these numbers are in. Sorry. Not that you have to put your units, guys, in. I told you as long as your units are at the end of your question, I won't take marks off. But since I started putting my units in, let's keep that. So you can always actually see the centimeters times centimeters times centimeters. That's where the cube comes in. All right, so 30.48 times 17.78 times 12.7. Oops. Divided by 2. So did you guys get 3,441.2? Or 3? So 0.3, since it's 2.8 centimeters cubed. So again, going to show you the other method as well, just because, like I said, I veer towards the other method. I would look at this and go 7 times 5 times what? 7 times 5 times 12. So if you're using the other method, you can convert seconds. So 5 times 7 times 12 divided by 2. And you get 210 inches cubed. And what do I have to do with the 2.54 before I can make this volume conversion? I have to cube it. Exactly. So remember, 1 times 1 times 1 is still 1, right? So that's why the one side stays as a 1, but the units change, right? But the other side, the number will actually change. So 16.38. So I'm not going to write the whole number down because we're going to use the whole number when we do our conversion. So then I take that 210 and I times it by my conversion, right? And there's my 3,441 again. So either way, you will get that answer. So again, so technically, guys, you don't have volume and area conversion on your formula sheet as is, but realistically, do you have it? Yes. You square both sides, you have an area conversion in any of these columns. Doesn't matter which column you use. If you square both sides, it's now an area conversion. If you cube both sides, it's now a volume conversion, right? If you're choosing to do method number 2. And please, 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 when you guys are doing questions, read the entire question, because sometimes, like I said, you're going to start in inches, and I'm not going to tell you to look for it. You're going to have to scan your questions to make sure your units match. Okay. All right, so you guys can go ahead and do the last one, and I'll just do it quietly. And use whichever, you don't have to write both methods down if you don't want to. Yeah, exactly. And the other, once you're done that, guys, go back and make sure all your volume stuff is done. So lesson 2 is done in your assignment booklet, but lesson 3 should be done today too. So you should be all the way done to chapter 2, lesson 3 if you're caught up. Okay, because we're starting lesson 4 tomorrow and then moving on to trig.
I guess. So when I was together, I was like 5 I got 65.
I love gaslighting people all around.
No, because I just misread my I had 625 written down, but I read it as 525. So I just lied to her face.
What?
Thank you.
I'm not gonna bother her like that.
Oh, yes, of course.
Now you're going to bother me now that I have?
No, I can't throw it in.
It was in. Totally got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I thought you just said the questions you were doing this morning.
Nope, so you'll be all the way caught up to lesson 3. So guys, your assignment booklet should be all the way up to chapter 2, lesson 3. Should be finished for tomorrow. So finish your volume. So it'll be up to page 13. So including page 13 in your assignment booklet should be done if you're caught up for tomorrow.
Up to page 13.
Yeah. Nope, so including lesson 3 today. Because all of you should be almost done your volume, if not done, from the amount of time I gave you this morning.
Wait, this is volume.
We got like over 30 minutes right now.
Barely 30 minutes right now.
Is it 1-8 or 8-1?
For what?
I have the correct answer. My answer is correct. I'm manifesting it. Wait. Okay. What number did you get on the question? Can we do this rubber ball question now? Bowling ball?
Nope. So you leave your assignment booklet and now go, or sorry, your note booklet and go to your assignment booklet.
Oh, awesome.
We'll do that one tomorrow.
Furiously right now. Oh my god.
And the quiz is gonna be on Wednesday.
Yeah, move to Wednesday.
Okay.
So guys, did you get 625? Good.
It's stupid. I set up an equation for this. I'm like 1 times, and I put the whole conversion, and then I realized it's times 1.
Hey guys.
Chug some mouthwash, please. No, she has like really bad cough. She's breathing with my nostrils.
I'm gonna breathe heavily in my mouth. I have several minutes till when my coffee is finished, but it's not yet. So I'll continue breathing in your direction. Hi RS. Hi RS.
So both work is there whether you converted first or converted second.